Hi, everyone. Welcome back.
Yeah, hi.
Hello.
So it's been a minute. For all of us, I think we haven't seen each other in. Well, I saw you in Shull sort of last week.
Briefly. I was being antisocial.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Hold on a second.
I saw you had this whole Facebook post, so I'm not afraid to say it on the podcast because you've already put it out there. So what's going on?
Sounds like a therapy session.
A little bit. That's what this kind of is.
It is a little bit.
But I think we should do like psychedelic assisted therapy.
I don't know if we have the budget for that.
I think we're going to have a whole list of people who are going to want to join for that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like imagine if this became like, okay, so tell us how you're doing. Have a little something.
That's right.
Okay.
This is a little bit on the harder side for me because I'm not typically the one to share emotions and, more personal stuff. But I guess this is what it's all about, being vulnerable and what's going on. It's not really one thing. I think it's just been more of a overall feeling of just being out of place, being out of myself since I came back from Israel, and that's been already, I came back in beginning of July, so just been going on for a little bit. I just haven't felt like myself since I came back, and I know some of the why, but I don't know all the why, and I can't place it, and it's just bothering me. I think a lot of it is, first of all, coming back from Israel has always been like really hard for me because when I go there, I really go and I really I don't just go on vacation. Like I've been going there since October 7 to go volunteer, and I really go literally at the border of Gaza, and I spend time with the soldiers and I spend time with the family of the hostages, and I'm very emotionally involved, like all the time, physically, emotionally, and spiritually also. Just living life in Israel is just a whole other level, and I think it really touches me and affects me more than I want to admit it, and I feel myself touched more and more the more time I go and the more time I spend there. A few years ago, I would just go to Israel and I would come back and I'd be like, it was nice, I loved it, but then I'd come back to home and I love where I live and I love my community, and I'd just go back to routine, and I never thought of myself of actually potentially living there. It was just for me no, I can never deal with Israeli bureaucracy and just the Israelis, period.
We love all of our Israeli friends.
We
just
love them.
It's nothing personal.
We love them. But to me, it was just okay, it's a place I go to. I enjoy it for a couple of days, couple of weeks, whatever it is. And then I come back home. This is home, and I've always shared that with everyone. This is home. I found my home here. I found my place. I found my community. I'm very involved here. I have my family. I have my kids. I have my friends. I have my shul. I have my rabbi. I have everything I could dream of here. After years of looking for that kind of place where I just really feel comfortable and I could be myself and I could be who I want to be and not be lost in the crowd. In New York, when I was there, again, we love you New Yorkers, but I just never felt that I could be someone there, but just the more, maybe October 7 also was a catalyst of more connection and really, really feeling like maybe I have a place there. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm a little uncomfortable with the idea because I've never thought that making Aliyah was ever in my potential future. And I don't know what to do with this.
Do you feel more like now that you're spending so much time there or in this past visit that when you come back you feel a little out of place, it's almost like this isn't where you belong type of thing?
A little bit. It just my heart is there, my heart is still there. I just like this is where my people is, and I really feel like it's my people, it's my family. Like I really feel like we're all one big family there, like regardless of, I know Israel is definitely not perfect. It's got like people struggle on all different fronts, physically, financially, spiritually. Like schools are a little bit, also it's very difficult for everyone to find their place. So it's not all rose and you know, um, but there's just, it's another one of those things. It's not something you can pinpoint. It's not just one specific thing, and it's not tangible. There are some tangible aspects of it. There are, you know, it's just that the beautiful connection there are between Jews and even non-Jews. I can tell you how just impressed by all the non-Jews that I've seen going to Israel just to volunteer and give, you know, and they're vocal about it, and you know, they post about it. They're not afraid of it. They go volunteer with, you know, Tzahal, and just it's just unbelievable, you know. And like that makes me even more saying like if they're so vocal about it, and if they feel so connected with it, like so am I, and so should I, even more so, you know.
But do you think, and I'm not diminishing or, you know, I'm trying to validate the feelings, but do you think also maybe it's because it's on these 1 month at a time kind of timelines? I'm just thinking back to when I lived in Israel for 2 years, and the slog of every single day got to me after a while, where it was just like, yeah, going to those stupid bureaucratic buildings and dealing with my crappy landlord who was, you know, asking for more money and not fixing the things that were broken. And
when did you live in Israel?
I lived in Israel from 2004 to 2006.
Okay.
And I moved here with my ex-wife right after. So there was like, obviously I can identify and
For sure, like
the feeling of like
living there is
you're living
probably a whole other world.
You're living
like,
deep. Like it's a deep kind of living. It's not a passive living. It's a full-time active living. Like you are on.
But it's also not a real life, because let's say I were to move there, that's probably not how I would spend most of my time.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so for the month that you're there, you're volunteering, you're getting involved with communities, you're seeing people, you're trying to give of yourself to them. What happens when you like have to go find a job?
Right. Right. It's a whole other world, and that's what I tell myself. You know.
Maybe there's like an inspiration that you're taking away from this, like sense of like connection to the bigger Jewish like tribe, our people, our land, the land of the Jewish people, the struggle. It's like, it sounds like you're really connected to that on a very deep level, and then you come back to the U.S. and it's like, well, we're not exactly on that same, like we haven't necessarily tapped into that. We're all just kind of doing our thing here, and
Right.
it's missing some of that beauty.
And I think like more deeper with myself, it's like another reason why I would tell myself I shouldn't be making Aliyah is because I feel like I found my mission here. Like I have a mission here. I found my passion. I have this open home and I host a lot, and I had started with a new girls' high school project, and like I have all these projects that I want to do and that I know are needed here.
So maybe it's more like taking the inspiration, the feeling, the passion that you're experiencing and really harnessing when you're there, and then finding a way to channel that here. I mean, no, we're not living on the edge the way Israelis are, with existential threats all around us all the time, and my kids are not going to most likely be fighting in the American army to save our lives from existential threats every day. But you look around the community, like there's a lot of things that need our, all of our help, and we all have people, struggles, communities that really need us. I don't know, maybe.
I think it's a common experience also, not to diminish the uniqueness of the way you're experiencing it right now.
Sure.
But like I remember like my sister coming back from seminary and just feeling like,
On a high.
what are we doing in this
Right.
strange, empty? It's so like there's something missing. There's just like this emptiness in America. This just like vast land of just plain, boring. It's lacking a spark. There's something alive about being in Israel. Maybe. I don't
But I
know.
also think that that's also a view of, again, I associate it with the seminary / year abroad kind of situation.
But it's not just that year. Like I went to Israel when I wasn't like post yeshiva, like,
Mhm.
and there's this like it's a strong feeling like there's something going on there as a Jewish person. You go there, it's like you've walked into one gigantic country of all Jewish people, and
For sure. Like I remember when I first got there and I saw Shana Tova on the Coca-Cola bottles, right? And I'm like, whoa.
Only in Israel.
Right, only in Israel. Like,
I mean, who here? Okay,
yeah.
who wouldn't go to Israel if they could?
I don't know that I mean, I would go. We can move or
When you
go.
say go, you
Yeah,
mean
like-
just go to visit.
No, like just live there if you could. Like all.
What is it if I could mean?
Like if you had the financial support,
You know the joke, right?
capability.
You know the joke, right? If you want to be a
So
millionaire in Israel.
for me, that was not necessarily
If you had your community and your friends, and we all just picked up and went tomorrow, would you say no?
I might, yeah. I might.
You might.
Yes, I have come to the decision that I don't. Look, I think that there are people who are meant to be living in Israel. And then there are people who are not. Like, if Mashiach comes in, it's all time for us to go back, fine. But, like, I'm not built for that land. I'm not built for
Okay.
that country. I don't want to live there. This is going to lose me some friends, but, like, I'm sorry, but this is not my... I said it to a friend of mine the other day because he was getting on my case about this. And I said, Israel, here it is. Eretz Yisrael is my home. Medinat Yisrael is not.
Okay, so what if
right,
it became
politics.
Eretz
You're
Yisrael?
talking politically.
It's politically, it's
Yeah.
financially, it's the mode of life. Like, whatever... There's a lot of benefits to that country, but it's still a foreign country to me.
What about you, Rivka Esther? If you could pick up and go and take all the things that you had here with you, and
So for me, what really would hold me back here was mostly the community, the people. It's the people for me. So
yeah,
So if you had all your people going...
like if
yeah, in a
if Rabbi
heartbeat.
Motzen and the whole Ner Tamid was moving
Yeah.
to Israel, you'd
I
be
would.
going with them.
I would. The only thing that would still like a little bit hold me back would be like the project I started, and But at the same time, if everybody's going, then I could just pick up my projects and start them there.
Right.
But you?
Possibly. I think for me, maybe like family, my daughter. I don't know. I might have went to Israel if I didn't have my daughter. Like,
What if you were going?
yeah, why not? I almost made Aliyah
Mm-hmm.
when I was still married, but it's probably better that we didn't. But I don't know. It requires a lot of work, but so does living here.
Right.
There's a huge amount of social energy that's required to make a community and a place work for you, and I feel like I had to do that here, and if I had to do that there, I would do it there, and I think the reward would possibly be greater.
And if you're at risk of getting bullets here, might as well be at risk of
so
getting bullets.
Let's
in
open that
Israel.
bag. Let's unpack that. Let's unpack that.
She went to Israel. She was on the Gaza border, but
No.
then she came back to Baltimore, and there were bullet holes in her freaking windshield.
Yeah, you think Gaza? You
She
think
was
Israel
right
is
next-
unsafe? Welcome to Baltimore.
You went far to find what was near. You wanted action. All you had to do was just stay right where you were. There's
No,
this
no,
There's
no.
no place like home.
Maybe it's a sign.
maybe it's a side.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So tell us what happened.
Well, I woke up one morning and was ready to take my kids to school as usual, and my car was gone.
That would freak me out.
So this was 3 weeks ago, right?
Yes, and
And
then
then fast forward.
fast forward 3 weeks later.
Wait, you got a different car.
got a different car. I have no choice. I'm a single mom with 3 kids. I got places to go. Please call me a couple of days ago. So 3 weeks after my car was gone. You can come pick up your car. Just letting you know, your car was an evidence for a crime that was committed. Okay, I get there and there's 4 bullet holes on the windshield of my car.
We're laughing because we would cry otherwise.
Yeah. Oh, I did cry.
Oh,
But yeah, that's that. So that was not a very good feeling. Just overall, felt very vulnerable. Just
violated.
Not safe.
Mm-hmm. And this is not an unsafe neighborhood. Like, we don't live in an unsafe.
Right.
I don't feel unsafe here.
Right.
But at the same time, I also like what?
Yeah.
No, just saying, like, it's not an unsafe neighborhood, but it's also still Baltimore City.
Well, the crime wasn't committed here, but the car was stolen from here. This
Right.
is a great.
I mean, the crime was committed here. The car was stolen from in front of our house.
But
The shooting.
I
The
don't
shooting
even
part
want
was
to
not
think
here.
about what actually happened. But
You know, can I just add to your, like, validate, when my car got stolen, which it got stolen twice. Well, actually, a third time was attempted, but twice. And I remember each time just this strange sense of violation. Like, this is my car. I lived in this car for many years. Like, I've been on trips. I've had people. I've had memories and experiences. Like, you know, with my daughter, with friends, or whatever. Like, I've been, and then some random kid went in there and just destroyed it. And like, no, like, the dignity is just like, hello, like, there's no, like, this is a part of me, and you just have no, like, respect for that. And then seeing it just, like, with the windows smashed and, like, garbage all over the place, smoked up from the inside, and it's just like, yeah, it's just like, it's horribly violating. The first time it happened, I was like, so, like, taken. The second time it happened, I was like, okay, now I feel stupid because I didn't put the stupid wheel lock on my steering wheel. But, like, such a, like, yeah, it's a little bit of a heartbreak. I think
it is. I mean, I know, like, totally, like, unreasonable, but all I could think of was, like, can the dude just get a job and get his own car?
No, because most likely the person who stole it was 13 years old. I mean, honestly, most crime being committed right now in Baltimore City is by, like, 13, 14, 15-year-olds.
Dude, life is tough for everyone. It's like, I'm a single mom with 3 kids. I don't go around stealing other people's cars.
I don't think that, I mean,
I know
honestly,
it's
I think that the
being
kids who are doing this are doing it for the laugh. Honestly.
They're not. They're doing it to go kill someone.
Yeah, who knows? Like,
Yeah.
so anyway, Rosh Hashanah just happened. Seriously, oh my gosh.
I think one last, like, piece also, like, of that little emotional, like, thing. I think it was also, like, coming back and having no one to talk about it to.
Oh, you mean the feeling
just
of
the loneliness. Like, I think it's also, like, one of the rare times that I've actually experienced, like, loneliness. Like, that's usually not what I've experienced. I've experienced moments of loneliness overall. I think this was, like, just pretty, like, that was heavy. It was
when
heavy.
you talk about loneliness, are you talking about the loneliness of feeling like I just had this experience in Israel and now I'm here and no one is sharing that feeling with me, or the loneliness of
even not having had someone to share it even in Israel, and not having, like, someone to be
like
back to come home to. And, like, I know I have awesome friends and everybody's very supportive, but I was in a place where I just, like, I kind of withdrew a little bit for a bit. Like, I'm usually the social hub, and I don't know. I locked my doors, like, just especially after that incident. I just locked my doors and locked myself up for a bit. and it was just very.
I think that's a natural response, though. Like, you just don't want to be around when someone takes something that belongs to you. The last thing that a lot of people want is to share themselves with everybody. Like, wait a minute, I'm the person who opens myself up to everybody, and now people just take without asking. Like, why would I want to share myself? I mean, to me, it makes more sense. But also, all three of us are single, just letting y'all know.
From the single perspective, I really relate to what you're saying. Like,
Yeah,
the
me
sense
too.
of coming back to just like an empty house,
Mhm.
especially if you sometimes have your kids, sometimes you don't. And like, that also makes it more like, yeah. Especially you go away and it's like a highlight. It's like friends or family, or like there's like so much connection. And then you come back to what's supposed to be home. And like, home is like this devastatingly lonely, like just empty, quiet.
Well, I mean, and to get into a little bit of our other topic today, like talking about, like, what's it like for us as singles, as misfits to do the holidays. I mean, I had a good Rosh Hashanah in the sense that, like, I was hired, at a shul to lead the davening there, which was, a nice thing for me. But my kids were with their mom, and so most of my, and thank God I was invited out by lots of friends, and it was very nice. But also, it's kind of hard to be like the single guy at someone else's house and not to have your kids there with you on the big holidays. And this year, the way this schedule works out is that I have my kids on Yom Kippur and I have my kids on Simchas Torah, the two holidays where you're not really spending time as a family, because on Yom Kippur you're doing davening all day, and on Simchas Torah you're doing dancing and doing other things.
What are you doing?
Yes. So I don't know. It's just
I'll be home with my kids.
That. Oh, you're gonna stay home?
Yeah. There's just no way I'm gonna spend a day in shul on Yom Kippur.
Oh, okay.
I used to love Yom Kippur. Actually.
I love Yom Kippur. Y'all know this. I love Yom Kippur.
Mr. Neila guy over here.
Best Jewish holiday of all time. Okay. No food, no cooking, no hosting, no freaking palm branch I have to buy, no fruit for $80, no changing over my dishes and buying a whole new set of food.
And you can wear slippers.
I can wear slippers. I can wear this. I am dressed for Yom Kippur right now. Okay. It's so fun. Like, I just have to show up and daven. Just show up and pray. That's all I have to do. Oh, what a tremendous holiday.
I'm so glad you have something to look forward to.
Here I am, like, the greatest holiday of all
The
time.
fast
Yom
doesn't
Kippur.
like.
You are the quintessential misfit.
Yeah, I am. Okay. So, since I am the weirdo that loves Yom Kippur, what is your favorite of these high holidays?
It has to be a high holiday.
Yeah, well, we're in the season.
I mean, I happen to love Sukkot. Like, just the being outside, to me, it's like happiness.
What about you?
What's my favorite holiday of this season?
Of this season of holidays.
I don't know. I don't have a favorite right now.
Okay, well then go the opposite. What's your least favorite?
Probably Yom Kippur. It seems kind of boring. Like, there's not really any part of it that I'm gonna really participate in.
I hear. What about you?
I don't think.
Least favorite?
I want to say some Torah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
It's like I used to kind of love it, but I'm like, it also gives me a little bit of an ick. Like, it's a little bit like Purim. It's like a little bit too much. It's too intense, too much happiness, too much joy, too much drinking, too much.
It's the
like,
drinking for me. It's the drinking for me, because growing up, we did not. I mean, maybe some people would have a l'chaim or two, but the sheer amount of like getting drunk specifically in order to get drunk, and especially with the teenagers, it's just, and of course with the adults, it's just, that's not what the holiday is.
Yeah, it's been like abused. It's just it's the essence of it is beautiful, but I just don't like what we've made of it.
It's also too long.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're starting davening at 8 o'clock in the morning and you're still not done until 2:33 in the afternoon
True.
because of
Like-
all of the dancing and then all of the aliyahs and then all of the schmoozing and just
So the singing and the dancing I happen to love. Like growing up, like as a kid, I used to love going to shul for Simchas Torah because also the shul I used to go to, no one was drunk and no one was. I happen to love like the singing and the dancing and that last hakafa when the like a group of guys would just keep the song going over and over and over and the rabbi would just try to stop them but they just kept going and going. It was fun. That was Simchas Torah for me and it was beautiful. It was awesome. I mean, I'm all about singing and dancing, so
I don't
it's
mi-
fun.
I don't
But,
mind the
yeah.
singing and the dancing. I don't. It's a lot.
They should
Especially
have,
at
they should
night.
have like a long break in between, like have a meal and then do the hakafas after.
Like a lot of people, that's the way I in Detroit. Like they usually like my family like middle of akafas. You go home, have a meal, or like have food, have a kiddush, and then like you come back, you finish it, and then you have like a meal after. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. It's like no one who like some people stay the whole time for akafas, but like most people it's just like kind of in and out throughout.
Yeah, just if I don't know. I don't know. It lost a spark for me. My kids know this about me. Like I don't like Simchas Torah, and there was a couple of years where I was going to Rabbi Weiss's because they had a Hashkama minyan that would start at like 6 a.m. on Simchas Torah and be done at 8:30 with everything, and that was great because you know what? I could go, I daven, I get all the davening done, and then I get home and it's like 9 a.m. and then I can take the kids to whatever shul I want to for some hakafos, and I can stay as long or as little as I want to, but I don't have to worry about like, oh, well, how long until we get to the Torah reading, like, and all that, because we got it done. Like,
What's a uniquely what makes you a misfit about your Sukkot experience? Like the way you relate to it as a misfit, if at all. Maybe you don't feel like a misfit when it comes to this.
I don't know. I've always had a hard time with sukkahs. Not when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I liked it a lot because my father would get his buddies together and they would build a sukkah from scratch out of wood that we kept in our shed, and the schach was made from the corn stalks that my father and mother grew in their garden. This is a very Indiana thing. Like my parents had a garden and the schach was the remnants of the garden, and it was very hippie-ish, so the walls were all like batiks, you know, like those big, you know, hippie-ish kind of cloth things. And my parents had amazing posters from Israel in the 70s that they brought home, like Shtu Coca-Cola, you know, like that was, you know, and they had one that our dog unfortunately destroyed. It was a handwritten family tree from Adam Arishon until David HaMelech, which was really cool, but gone, you know.
The dog knew what was important.
Had a lot of fun memories of that dog.
What about you, Rivka Esther? What any of the Yom Tovim do you feel like a misfit?
I mean, I have to say, like, about Yom Kippur, like, it's currently not my favorite, but it used to be my favorite. Like, when I was in seminary, I actually loved Yom Kippur just because the shul we were going to, they had this thing where they would, like, even on a regular Shabbos or Yom Tov or whatever, they would always alternate the nusach of the davening. So let's say they had Shachris Ashkenazi, they would do Musaf Sephardi, then like they would go back. So and the people who were davening were our rabbis. So it was not just anyone davening. We had a relationship with the person who was davening, and somehow that just made it so much more relatable, and it was beautiful. Those were very simple people. We were in a community called the Kollel, so everybody was just very simple. There was no fancy, no schmancy, no nothing. And it was a small shul, and we would all go there, and we would spend all day there, and it just was so simple and beautiful, and I used to love it. No, it's just a little bit different. I guess I haven't found that one place to go to for davening that I really connect to. That's number one. Then I have kids, and not all of them enjoy going to the kids groups and the walk, and it's just not the same. And yeah,
Maybe come by Nitzivot.
Mm-hmm.
who knows?
They'll
come
give your
by.
daughter an aliyah. I'm just kidding. I don't know if they would do that.
She's almost bat mitzvah.
Oh my gosh.
They don't quite go that far.
No, not quite yet.
Yeah.
Here I said yet.
Give them a couple of years.
What about you? How do you feel misfit on the holidays?
Oh, it's an interesting thought. I don't know if I have like a misfit take on it. I did have some thoughts about Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah.
I feel like the way, as a yeshiva boy, like from the age that I would start, I don't even know if in high school you could say I started appreciating it, but that's when it was kind of like put in my face, because anyone who goes to yeshiva, Elul is like, that is the first Zman of yeshiva, and that's not just Elul, it's Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and then you go home for Sukkot. So like Bein Hazmanim, Sukkot is Bein Hazmanim, but Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are like,
And Elul.
right. The whole thing is like a whole experience, and I gotta say, like, it's quite an experience. I don't feel like in the community it's quite as potent, or it's also different. And this is what I was noting, like, I was just talking about this last night. What was it? Shabbos dinner, and I was saying how I felt like in the community, like the general populace, like people who are just living their lives, families, like when they come to Shul and Rosh Hashanah, it's more of like, we are the Jewish people, this is what we do. Okay, maybe there's like a part of them which is like, we came to, like, we have to do the mitzvah. Oh no, like, did we hear the shofar? Yes, no. Did we check the boxes of all the simanim? Yes, no. There's like a small amount of like, did we check the boxes? But like the majority of like the feeling that I sensed around me, and that I get from like just people that I'm talking to and people that I've seen at Shul, is like, they're just here because this is what we do. This is Rosh Hashanah. It's a new year. It's overall like a positive, just feeling of like connection and renewal. And yeah, maybe there's like a small aspect of teshuvah, which is now mostly like a very positive, like, we're coming closer to God, and it's like a new time, and it's time to like, but like the yeshiva world is not like that. It's a very, very different, like, they're coming from a different place. The whole focus, the energy is way different. It's like you could sense like every day you come get up for slichos, and they're blow the shofar, and like it's Elul Zman and Night Seder, and like be on time to davening, and every speech like from Shalosh Shudas, which by the way, not like, I just reflected on this with, I was talking to Pinchas about Shalosh Shudas, how like in yeshiva, Shalosh Shudas, which is like a weekly thing, is often a very like intense like emotional drasha about just like deep contemplation of life, and it's like, and that's every week. Like, it's a very intense experience, and then like you combine that with Elul, and like, and you're surrounded by just men in yeshiva learning all day, and muster, and it's such an intense experience. And then you come into Rosh Hashanah, and you're with your Rabbeim, and the whole yeshiva is davening, and the Rosh Hashiva's up there blowing the shofar, counting the seconds of the no, too short, do it again, like, it's a whole like world. And like you come out of yeshiva, and like the hamonam, like the general like communities are not like, they're not functioning from that place. It's just boys in yeshiva going through that. I don't know, maybe girls in seminary. Or also like, it's a very, I don't know.
Definitely not as intense.
It's like there's this whole world, and it's like, it's actually cool to
We're
go
more
through.
intense about cleaning for Pesach.
So like it's like, it's fascinating how I feel like there's different. It's a total disconnect. Like,
It's almost the same kind of disconnect, not exactly, but the similar kind of disconnect between living in Israel and living back in the United States.
maybe.
Like that living in yeshiva, even if it's a yeshiva in the United States or whatever, in Chutz La'aretz somewhere, that intense kind of like bubble feeling of everybody around me is hyper focused on either the learning or the davening or the tshuva or whatever it is. And then you come out of that and you go back to wherever you live. You go to work, you go back to your parents' house, whatever it is, and then you're in a different mode of life, and it's like, wait a minute, that was so super intense, and this is so not.
Because it's a bubble. It is.
'Cause
That's
it's a
what it
bubble.
is. And it's so interesting because in that bubble, I mean, at least for us girls, like, it was all about teaching us how to live a life as a married girl, or how to live a life for children in a home. So it was all about teaching us how to live that life outside the bubble. But yet you come out of that bubble, and somehow I didn't feel as well equipped to do
You feel
so.
a little bit lost.
Yeah, you do.
Because the bubble teaches you how to live that intensity of the bubble, but it doesn't teach you. It's almost, I have to say, I mean, here's a rare moment where I'm going to give a lot of praise to Chabad. Chabad kind of teaches their people how to live that life outside of the bubble, because if you're a shaliach, you are going to somewhere in the middle of nowhere sometimes. You might be living in Utah, where how many Jews are in Utah? Or even if you're the Chabad rabbi in Cockeysville, Maryland, but Cockeysville is even though it is a 20-minute drive to 7 Mile Market to buy whatever you need to buy, but on Shabbos and on Yontif, you're it. There's no other Chabadnikim that you're going to be in shul with. You are the rabbi, and you're going to get whatever people show up at your door, religious or not, and you got to figure that stuff out. And I don't know, when I moved here, this is an old story, but I almost got my first job here in Baltimore was at Yeshivat Rambam, right? Olav Shalom. And my first...
They all moved to Israel, so there you go.
Listen, that's not untrue. The reason that school closed is because they were losing 50 kids a year to Aliyah.
They were doing a too good
They
job.
were doing a really good job. No, but that first year I was teaching in the high school there, and I had just gotten out of yeshiva, so I had just left this bubble. I was super from... And I'm teaching these high school kids who have grown up Orthodox, right? And they were acting like any other 12th graders were, and I didn't know anything about A, modern Orthodox Judaism very much, B, just being a from birth kid living in a religious community. I didn't know anything about this. So I said something, it was around Rosh Hashanah time, that I said I got upset with the students, and I said, I just can't stand being in this school where the kids aren't from. Yeah, and the kids heard me, and they reported it to the principal, and the principal called me into her office, and she was like, you will never say anything like that about my kids ever again, or this will be your last day. And you're lucky that it's Rosh Hashanah time, because otherwise I would fire you. Right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do you agree with her in retrospect?
I mean, I shouldn't have said that. I would know that I was feeling that way. But the point of the story is that, no, the frum world that I was inculcated into in Israel is not the real world. Or as one of my Rebbeim, Rav Mendel Farber of blessed memory, would have said, no, the base medrash is the real world.
That's what they tell you when you're in yeshiva.
Right, the base
They're
medrash is the
take
real
this
world.
Elul with you.
Right.
You're going to take it with you when you're out there in a chutz la'aretz.
But that was also a feeling of being the feeling of being a misfit is you come back from those intense experiences and you feel what am I doing? Where is this
that
person?
I think is very common. Everyone who went to yeshiva probably, actually, I don't know. But I don't know, at least Pinchas, we were reminiscing about that. You grew up in yeshiva and it's and then you come to Elul and in the regular community and yeah, sure, slicha, sure, shofar, sure. But also I think the messaging is also changing, the popular, at least at Ner Tamid, but suburban, that's where we're hanging out, Rabbi Silber.
Yeah.
They're he's more of a pulpit rabbi, not in I don't even know if that's the right word, but I feel his speeches are from my perspective is he's speaking to women in a very soft, welcoming, warm way. It doesn't have that harshness. It's not like a drusha. He's not quoting Rambams about tshuva is only if you do have charata and vidoy.
Today
like,
he
you know,
actually
like,
quoted the Time magazine.
oh right, I heard about that. With the women
The
of
nun,
the nun,
the study about Alzheimer and a
right.
nun.
The women of
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Yeah, it's fascinating. It's a different.
Wait, he spoke in shul today?
Yes. Rabbi
Today,
Silber?
Shabbos Shuvah.
It was the Shabbat Shuvah Drasha.
But he gave it like during shul?
No, it was in the afternoon.
Oh, he gave it in the afternoon. Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's I don't know, like it's a different messaging, it's a different community, it's a different world.
But it seems to be similar to what you're experiencing right now too. That like, what am I doing here? Like that, I was in this intense moment of feeling really alive. To get a little Thoreau on you, you were sucking the marrow out of life. Okay.
There's something to reminisce or like appreciate about the intensity. Even I like have had my romanticization of like my intense from days. It was quite romantic. It was a little depressing, but like it was romantic.
No, I hear
it's
what
a
you're
love
saying.
story.
Yeah, I know.
It didn't end well, but like, but yeah,
It ain't over yet.
She's coming back for a round.
That's right. I'll tell you, that's another reason why I love Yom Kippur so much, is because I can create that bubble again.
So I think I take holidays a little bit differently now. Like I've let go of a lot of those intense rituals that are like just everything that happens during holidays. And I think right now I'm just really focusing on how to make it fun and interesting for my kids, and in a weird way, for myself too.
So what are you thinking? Like, what would make? Well,
Just like I was just reminiscing like Pesach, like how the whole crazy about just the cleaning and every single corner. Like I don't do this anymore.
Well,
Like
yeah.
I cleaned the parts of my kitchen I'm gonna use, and I'm done. Like I'm literally done in 2 days. Like just that's it. And I'm cooking, but like I'm saying, like we're in those intense experiences we've all had, maybe or not, in yeshiva, seminary, or growing up with really frum parents, or in a community that's super attached to all that. And again, like if that's your thing, great. But I think I'm just turning towards more finding a way to like not creating this bubble where it's going to be hard to come out of, but more just easing into it.
Stay a little more grounded with reality.
Yeah.
no, but look, I agree with you.
Not as romantic.
I agree because like life is too much, with let's forget about all the other stuff that's happening in the world right now. But like life is too much. Life is it's real hard to be alive.
It is.
And
like I'll tell you what I do now when I have my kids on a regular Shabbos. So when I have my kids on a regular Shabbos, I usually don't invite anybody like for the night meal, because I just want to spend me and my kids.
Same.
We do early Shabbos, like as early as possible, and we literally have small meal. I don't do 5 fancy course meals. Like I literally just make the foods that I know they're gonna eat. I read a little story on the parsha that's very kid friendly, and then like we're literally done in maybe 20 minutes, the whole meal, and then we go on a walk and we look at the sunset.
Love it.
Really nice.
That's become our new Friday night routine.
Listen,
And I'm loving it.
My Friday night routine is pajama Shabbos. Every Friday night is pajama Shabbos at my house. And even if I invite guests over, it's pajama Shabbos. No, with my kids, and we are like same. I do not make a very fancy meal. I make something that I know can be eaten very easily, quickly. And then we're all, 35 minutes later in our various places reading books, and then we all fall asleep. And that's what I need. Like I can't do. I did both night meals out for Rosh Hashanah, and I mean, I love my friends who invited me, and they were both beautiful meals, and I am so appreciative of their hospitality. But I was up until midnight the first night, until 11:30 the second night, and I was like, and I'm supposed to daven tomorrow.
You have a job to do.
I had a job to do. My alarm went off at 5 a.m. because I forgot to turn off my normal alarm.
Whoops.
Yeah. No, I get it. Like,
With your kids, it's a whole different story. Like, it's one thing if you're on your own. Like, I like to go out, be with
Right.
friends, to catch up, have a good time, engage. But yeah, if I have my daughter, like, it's too much. It's overstimulating. It's late at night. Like, and then what? I have a whole day with her tomorrow. Like, I gotta get some sleep. You know, it's the day that I gotta get through. That's like oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
the rough part.
I'm getting to the point where my kids are actually taking some naps in the afternoon on Shabbos because they
wow.
want to.
Oh,
You know, teenagers who like to sleep.
wow.
You'll get there.
Oh, almost. She just turned 7, so I'm like,
It goes by super fast.
I'm
too.
like, I say 10 years. In 10 years, she's gonna be 17.
Listen, my kid is 16, okay?
10 years
My
feels very
oldest
tangible.
is 16 years old. He wants to learn how to drive. I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, and now he's getting a job.
What?
Yeah.
Was he in
He's in 10th grade.
10th grade?
10th grade, my friend.
Wow.
We're
That's
looking at
insane.
college stuff now.
Oh my God.
He's taking AP classes.
Okay,
Whoa.
give us some time. We're not ready yet.
Yeah.
You think I'm ready? All right. I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? Burning desires?
I mean, I'm sure I have a lot more, but I think we're running out of time.
Yeah, we're running out of time. All
It's a
right.
little late.
Well, we hope that you've enjoyed this discussion, and if you have anything you want to share with us about how it feels to be a misfit on the high holidays, whether they are holy
Or hell.
or hell or holy hell,
Unholy. I thought you were gonna say like unholy.
or no, I was gonna say holy hell,
I thought it was gonna get a little dirty.
the unholy holidays, or are they the high holidays?
Putting the high in the high holiday.
Putting the high in the high holidays. Yeah. So let us know what
Right.
you're thinking, and hopefully we'll do another one of these before too long.
Shana Tova.
Shana Tova, Gmar Chasima Tova.